Thursday's News Talk.
All right, you're welcome along. It's Thursdays Off the Ball. Nathan with you until 10 o'clock this evening. We have a packed show coming your way. John Giles with us from 7:30, talking about Cristiano Ronaldo's late heroics and looking ahead to Liverpool against Manchester City. Biggest game of the Premier League season so far. It's going to be live here on Off the Ball from 4:30 on Sunday. After 8, we're going to be talking to Jack Conan. What a summer he had, starting all 3 tests for the British and Irish Lions over South Africa. He's back home again, and we're checking in on his experiences. We'll also hear from Jaap Stam. We've heard a lot from Jaap Stam over the past week. He's giving us his all-time five-a-side from players he's playing with. And if you're heading out playing your five-a-side tonight, you can look around and think, how did I end up here when Jaap Stam was playing with these guys? Spoiler alert, no Roy Keane. Coming your way after 8 o'clock. We will also, on the football show from 9, be joined by Gavin Cooney. Stephen Kenny announced his Republic of Ireland squad for the games against Azerbaijan and Qatar. We'll hear from Stephen Kenny as well. And Kathleen McNamee on the new WSL season, and also on a major controversy in women's soccer in the United States. So all that on the way between now and 10. We'd love you to get involved. 53106 is the text number. At Off the Ball if you want to get in touch on Twitter. Richie McCormick is with us this evening. Good evening, Richie.
Nathan, how are you?
Have you moved to a new room or just a different angle?
It's a different angle, I think. Although I've dickied the place up since last we spoke.
It looks like, have you painted the walls?
No. I've lit the place a little bit differently. I've added a little bit of a different ambiance.
Wow, of a Thursday evening, Richie. I hope it works. Bit of ambiance of a Thursday evening.
Listen, it beats doing the big shop of a Thursday evening, I'll tell you that much.
That's true. I've stopped doing the big shop. There was a time on Dadcast we discovered this thing that I didn't realise was a common thread amongst fathers of volunteering to do the big shop, and the big shop taking a long time. You know, I'll do the shopping, don't you worry about it. You know, you spend half an hour in the car on the phone before you go do the shopping. You do the shopping, that takes a good hour, and then half an hour more on the phone before you eventually decide to go back home.
Yeah, you just want to avoid doing the big. You want to avoid doing the big shop of a Thursday. But yeah,
why is that when everyone does the big shop?
Yeah, like you want to see. Like I'm quite close to Northside here, so like the car park of a Thursday, pretty much all day is jammers. So you want to avoid doing the shop of a Thursday. Getting to work afternoons/evenings as I do, I have the wonderful luxury of being able to do it of a Monday or Tuesday morning. You know, after the school drop, and then head to the local Aldi and get stuff done then. And there's barely a
supermarkets are available.
They are, of course, but if Aldi wants to sponsor me, I'll by all means take it.
That's fair enough. Do you know what I do, Richie? And here's a bit of advice. I started doing this during COVID. Click and collect. You just go on the website, you just click on it, and you rock up on a Saturday morning, and it's all there waiting for you. You barely have to get out of the car.
You see, I worry that there'd be something left out. Because it'd be the one thing.
Now that's the look. That's the look I get from my wife when I come home, and there's a few things left out.
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
the white
what I worry
wine.
about.
Then you got to go out again, anyways.
Because even ordering from McDonald's, say when you're doing a Just Eat, and there's a cheeseburger or a chips or something like that left out because you're ordering for 5 people, and it's kind of difficult to keep track of these things sometimes. But if you're doing the big shop online, doing the click and collect, you're putting a lot of faith in the hands of
but it's worth it. It's worth it. You get an hour, 2 hours back of your day, and also during COVID times, you didn't have to actually see any other people. I won't lie, Richie. Is this a sad moment for both of us? Because this is without question the most middle-aged conversation we've ever had.
Yeah. It's pretty middle-aged. What I want to know is, if you're doing the click and collect, are you still managing to take an hour out? So are you saying you're doing the shop and you're actually doing a click and collect and taking fair.
They took forever to come out with it. Sure, I would have been as well off going in doing the shopping myself, while you're just having a little bit of quiet Spotify time all by yourself.
I hope herself isn't listening tonight, Nathan. I'll just say that.
No, she wouldn't be that crazy, Richie. We're tight-ish on time. But the news round is, as always, with thanks to Gillette. They're celebrating the return to normality with a special prize of 2 sets of tickets for the UEFA Champions League game between Chelsea and Malmo on October 20th, with flights and accommodation included. You can enter the competition via the Off the Ball Twitter page, where we'll be posting an image of a bearded sports person every day this week. Just respond to the post and tell us who the person is for your chance to win this amazing prize. Winners are revealed tomorrow, so put your hashtag best face forward with Gillette. So let's get into the news round. Michael Conlon, there was murmurings of this story yesterday that his fight at the 2016 Olympics, where we all remember the reaction to the fight, was being investigated for some form of corruption. What's happened since?
Yeah, 11 fights in all. Michael Conlon's bout with Vladimir Nikitin, just one of those cited by Richard McLaren today in his investigation into boxing at the 2016 Olympics. Conlon controversially lost on a split decision to the Russian in their bantamweight quarter-final 5 years ago. And McLaren's report says there was a culture of fear, intimidation and obedience among AIBA officials. McLaren also found that a system for the manipulation of bouts by officials existed at Rio.
Yeah, obviously, like a bronze medal, I'm sure Michael Conlon would take it. But the thing is, you don't know, it could have been more than a bronze medal if he had won that fight. So this is something that I can't imagine it will satisfy Michael Conlon for too long.
No, it doesn't. He still says, like he was interviewed today by Sky, and he's saying that, that games is still tainted and it still hurts for him because, like, he's on the verge of a WBA fight, title fight in the next 6 months. He's kind of the mandatory challenger. But that kind of missing from his career, whereby he was the favourite, the multiple champion in different grades going into the Olympic Games in 2016, was expected to win. Like, he would have come up against Shakur Stevenson, so he would have had it pretty difficult to actually win the gold. But like, he would have come away with at least a medal. And that's the thing. He missed out on at least a bronze. And he's not alone. Like, Joe Joyce is another one over there in England, in Great Britain, who was also denied a medal because of these fights. His fight was one of those who was found to be nobbled as well. And it's just, it raises questions. Like, I don't know if we're going to get into a situation. It's hard to say because it's not as cut and dried as when somebody cheats and takes drugs and they're found to have had that in their system at Olympic Games and they can be disqualified. Like, I don't think Vladimir Nikitin, his quarterfinal win is going to be scrubbed from the records. Like, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen there, what the process is. But what it does do is it raises massive questions for AIBA, who are already in trouble in terms of governance and the Olympic Games for Paris, and whether or not they're going to be valid in terms of running the boxing situation there. And at the moment, when you tie the McLaren report and you tie what's going on in the background with the IOC battle with AIBA, it looks like boxing's future is on very shaky territory going forward and heading towards those Paris Olympics.
Stephen Kenny named his Republic of Ireland squad today. Are we going to be singing Will Keane's on fire, your defence is terrified?
We could well be, yeah. The Wigan Athletic striker has been included in a Republic of Ireland squad for the very first time. The 28-year-old former England under-21 international began the process of switching allegiance 2 years ago while Mick McCarthy was in charge. Also included in Kenny's squad for the Games, Azerbaijan and Qatar are the fit-again duo of Enda Stevens and Chidozie Ogbenya. Kenny was asked today what Keane will bring to the table.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not something, that I've initiated. Like, Will has been qualified for the last couple of years now, and I did have a conversation with him. I met him after one of the games and had a good chat with him recently, and actually earlier in the season we had a good chat, and then his form has been very consistent. I think he had injuries the last couple of years and he wasn't playing maybe as consistently. But he's good to watch. Like, he's a very clever player, good touch and good awareness, and he's an intelligent footballer. So if he can keep getting the running, he seems to be enjoying his football at Wigan and doing well. So it is League One, admittedly, but he has he's impressed anyway. Anytime we go to see him, he's impressed us, and anytime I got to see him, so. He's been important for them this season.
Yeah, we'll have Gavin Cooney on the football show to talk a bit more about that squad. Mowing the lawn, not a euphemism, is the best time killer, no matter how small your garden. JP, you got to vet these things.
There was, because you see, there's a lot of podcasts around who have ads for that service called Manscaping. I don't know if the Dadcast is going to be one of those. But yeah,
we take the money.
Mowing the lawn, I thought you were heading down that direction.
What direction? Anyways, it can take as long as you want because you're trying to keep the line straight and it's noisy, so you don't get disturbed while doing it. Is the advice from John. Richie,
depends what you're using as regards a cutting device.
Well, that is true. That is true. Just like Kildare, Kerry, and Galway are in the process of unveiling new management teams, Off the Ball is under new management.
What?
Richie, yes.
Oh Christ.
Richie, this is a strange way to have to tell you this.
It's like on air, Nathan. There's not the way to do this.
Listen, but I thought it was the easiest way. I wouldn't have to deal with anything then.
I hail our new insect overlords.
The upshot of that is that when you open the OTB Sports app, you're going to get a consent request, And it'd be great if everybody listening in, when you get that request, if you just tap yes when you use the app. So if you like the Paddy and Andy pod, the football pod with Paddy and Andy, Tommy Rooney be getting very angry, or you like to get that exclusively on a Tuesday, or Brian O'Driscoll, or you like my dad and you just like to listen to me on commentary on a Sunday, get onto the app. If you're sitting at home right now, just open the app. It's right there, page 1 on your phone. I'm sure page 1. Richie's doing it right now. A little pop-up will appear. It'll appear. Just hit yes. It's nothing. You just hit on it. We're under new ownership. This is just one of these regulatory processes. They put in at the end of the ad, regulatory process. That's what that is. So just hit yes, Richie, and you can keep going.
Oh, look, it does say OTB Sports is changing ownership. Oh, God. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Press yes.
If it comes in an email for you, Richie, that's when you know you're in trouble. So you're all right for now. There's Europa League this evening.
This evening's Europa League action well underway. In fact, there's about 18 minutes to go in the 5:45 kickoffs. In Warsaw, Legia are continuing to lead Leicester by 1-0. Elsewhere in Group A in Prague, it is currently Sparta Prague 1, Rangers 0. There's an 8 p.m. start to the Group H game at the London Stadium tonight, where West Ham face Rapid Vienna, and Parkhead is the venue for Celtic's clash with Bayer Leverkusen. Tottenham, meanwhile, are in Conference League action tonight. I'm sure they're delighted about it too, playing host to the Slovenian side Mura.
The ladies football all-stars are out.
Yeah, Amis understandably dominate that shortlist for the women's all-stars. They have 14 nominations in all will be revealed in mid-November. Beaten finalist Dublin, they get 9, and Cork have 7 players shortlisted. As I say, the all-star team revealed at a gala banquet. Yes, gala banquets are back in mid-November.
Wow. All right, a gala banquet, you say? We must try and swing ourselves an old invitation there, Richie. Before you go, Richie, the golf, what's the latest?
Yeah, Michael Hoey's had a pretty good day. He's just a shot off the lead after the opening round of the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship. He was playing Kingsbarns today and shot a 7-under round of 65. Paul Dunn had a 5-under round of 67, a much needed return to form for the Greystones man. He was playing St Andrews. Shane Lowry is 4 shots further back on 1-under. He was playing Carnoustie today, and there's a 4-way tie for the lead. St Andrews producing a couple of really good scores today. Terrell Hatton, Nicholas Colsarts, Haotong Lee and Adri Arnaus are all